Okay, so this is the Java application that calculates the ranking for the soccer league based on the match results stored in a text file. So now I'm going to
Okay.
explain the code. Okay, so here we have line 5, the public static void main. This is basically the entry point for the program. And then we have line 7. So here we have the map string integer score equal to the hash map. So this just stores each team's data points. The keys is the team's name and the value is their score. Moving on, we have line 10. So the buffer reader equal to new buffer reader, and the file reader matches text. So this opens the file matches text to read the match results line by line. And then we have line 12. So on line 12, it's going to read each line one at a time until there are no more lines left in the text file. And then on line 14, the process match line scores, it's going to update the scores using the process match. And then we have line 16, reader close. So this just tells Java it's finished using the matches text. You can release the file.
Okay.
And then we have line 19 over here. So the tree map integer list string sorted new tree map. Over here, it's going to group the team score in descending order, and the teams with the same score go in the same list. On line 20, on this line, the for map.entry string integer entry scores.entry set, it's going to loop through each team and their score in the score map. And then on line 22, it's basically going to check if each team is in the sorted map already has a list for the score, and then it's going to add the team's name to the list for that score. And then moving on, we have line 26. So we have a variable here. So we start the ranking at 1. So this variable just checks the current rank number to be printed. And then moving on, we have, right? And then we have line 27. So on this line, it's going to loop through each key value pair in the map where the key is the integer and the value is the list of strings. And then on line 28, we have the list strings team entry.get value. Here, it's just going to get the list of teams that share the same score. And then on line 30, we have the collections.sort. So here it's going to sort the tie teams alphabetically. So the output is fair. And then we have line 31, the four string team and teams. So here it's just going to loop through each team in the sorted list. And then on line 33, it's just going to print out the rank, the team name, and the score. And then on line 36, we are incrementing over here. So it's just going to increment the rank by the number of teams in the score group. Let's just make sure the tie teams share the same rank. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the debugger where it will launch the application. Okay, so if you take a look at where the breakpoint is, the private static void process match on line 41 here is just going to pass a match line and update the scores of both teams. And then we have line 43, the string spot line that split. So this here it's going to split the line into two parts for each team, so Liverpool and Manchester over there. And then I'm going to step over, we have line 46. So for team 1, parts 0.term.split. So here it's going to take team 1 string and then it's going to split it into an array of words. So the team's name can be separated from the score. And then I'm going to step over. It's going to do the same thing for team 2. It's going to take team 2 string and then it's going to split it into an array of words so the team's name can be separated from the score. So we can see it did it with Liverpool and we'll see now with Manchester United over here.
Yes.
And then we have line 50. So string name 1, normalize team, string the join, and array the copy of team 1. Okay, so yeah, for team 1, it's going to join all the words except the last one, which is the score to get the team's name. And then it's going to pass it into the normalized team name over here to clean it up, like the fixing or the name variation. And then I'm going to step over again. It's going to do the same thing for team 2. So it's going to join all the words together except the last one, which is the score, to get the team's name, and then it's going to pass it into the normalized team name to clean it up. And then I'm going to step over again. We have line 54. So the in score 1 integer pass in team 1. So here it's going to extract the score. So it gets the last word from each team's string. And then it's going to convert it into an integer for the actual match score. So here we can see Liverpool and the score over there. And then, oh, sorry, and then for team 2, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to extract the score. So it gets the last word for each team, and then it's going to convert it into an integer and get the actual match score. So we can see here are the scores. And then on line 58, the scores are put if absent name 1. So it's going to check if team 1's name already exists in the score map, but if it doesn't exist, it's going to add the team for the starting score of 0. I'm going to step over again. It's going to do the same thing for team 2. So it's going to check if team 2's name already exists in the score map, and if it doesn't, it's just going to add the team with the starting score of 0. Okay, stepping over, we have our if, else, if, and else statement. So here we have our if statement. So what it's saying is if team 1 scored more than team 2, then team 1 wins and gets 3 points. But we can see in the debugger, score 1 is greater than score 2 is false. So it means that the statement won't execute. Stepping over, we have our else if. So what it's saying is if team 1 scored less than team 2 wins, and team 2 gets 3 points and team 1 gets 0 points. But in the debugger, it shows that score 1 is less than score 2 is false, so this block won't also execute. So now we have our else statement. So what this else statement is basically saying, we have the score dot put name 1 scores dot get name 1 plus 1. So if both teams score the same, it's a draw, so both teams get 1 point. And when I step over, we'll see that the debugger does give it a point. Let me see. Okay, wait, let me just step over again. And then I stepped over again, so on line 68, it's going to do the same thing for team 2. So if the team score the same, it's going to be a draw, so it will automatically get 1 point. So yeah, we can see the scores. So Liverpool has 1 and Manchester United has 1.
Yeah.
So now it's going to do that for everything. So it's just going to loop. So I'm just going to wait for it to end.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, so here we have the output. But before I explain the output, I just want to explain something that the debugger didn't go over. So here we have line 73, the private select string normalize team name string row name. So here we have a method called normalize team name. Like I said earlier, this method just cleans up the name to make sure they're consistent and don't accidentally get counted as different teams due to spacing on name variations. And then also we have the input row name. So here, this is the team name that's pulled from the match line, basically. Um, Next we have line 75. So here we have the string clean row name trim and replace all. So the trim just removes the spaces at the beginning and the end, and then the replace all that just replaces the multiple spaces between the words with a single line. And then we have line 78 and line 79. So basically what it's saying here, if the cleaned name is FC Awesome or FC Awesome, it must return this FC Awesome over here because it is the standardized name. This just also avoids treating FC Awesome and the other FC Awesome as two separate teams. And then lastly, we have the return clean. So what it's saying, if no special case applies, just return the cleaned up name. So here is the matches text file. This is the raw data. And then in the console, this is the cleaned up data. So we have tarantulas ranked first with 6 points, so they won the match. And then we have lions at second place with 4 points, so they probably had one win and one draw. And then we have FC Awesome, Liverpool, and Manchester United. So these three teams are tied with 1 point each, so they share the same rank. And the program also sorted it alphabetically. And then we have Crouchers that did not win anything.
Okay.